Stupid, lazy, careless, stubborn, problem child. I'd like you to think back to a time where you've heard any of these used to describe yourself. Didn't feel nice, did it? There's 26 of us in this class. What would you think if I told you at least 3 of us have heard these words used to describe us as people on a near daily basis most of our lives? Today, I'd like to discuss the importance of fostering the symptoms of ADHD rather than condemning or fixing it. According to CDC.gov, the NSCH, National Survey of Children's Health, reported that 6 million children ages 3 to 17 were reported with diagnosed ADHD between the years of 2016 and 2019. HealthCentral.com states that number in adults is 11 million. So ADHD is nothing new, and it is very prevalent, yet we're still trying to fix it. The first reason that we should foster ADHD symptoms is because of what ADHD is and the symptoms are themselves. The second reason is because most often those same symptoms can translate into more positive attributes. And the third reason is because we can all learn something from the ADHDer. So first, what is ADHD and what are the symptoms? ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, is a neurodevelopmental disorder listed in the DSM-5. So it's a medically recognized disorder. What about the symptoms? Well, most obvious are inattentiveness, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. But also emotional dysregulation, reckless behavior, rejection sensitivity, poor organization and prioritization skills, poor working memory, little to no motivation, fidgeting or tics, and so much more. So, contrary to popular belief, ADHD is more than just being a little forgetful or a little impulsive. And more often than not, those same symptoms can be translated into more positive attributes. So now that we know what ADHD is and some of the symptoms I'm proposing that we guide and foster, let's next discuss how these same symptoms can translate into more positive outcomes. Bill Gates, Walt Disney, Thomas Edison. One thing these 3 men had in common, they all had ADHD. Impulsivity and reckless behavior can directly translate into creativity, problem solving, and healthy risk taking. What if we fostered and guided and carefully directed these symptoms? Well, according to ADHDandviz.com, the ADHD person is 300% more likely to start up their own business in comparison to their neurotypical counterparts. Hyperactivity, emotional dysregulation, and rejection sensitivity can all be motivators for success. And hyperactivity is more than just physical. It could be mental too. Racing thoughts, a brain that runs on a motor. These are the people that describe themselves as thinking like there's 30 tabs open and where's the music coming from? Rejection sensitivity drives for success based on fear. Fear of being below average, fear of getting in trouble, or worse, fear of proving to be a failure. And all of these can set off the symptoms of emotional dysregulation, or emotions that seem disproportionate to the situation. If we encouraged and carefully guided these symptoms, then we see their fullest potential. Racing thoughts become creativity, productivity, and problem solving. Emotional dysregulation quickly turns into pride, an eagerness to try something again, and self-confidence. And rejection sensitivity? That's just the motivator. How many more Bill Gates could there be if we fostered and guided these symptoms? And finally, what could we learn from the person with ADHD? I am something that experts call twice exceptional. What this means is that I am intellectually above average, not trying to toot my own horn, but I also have a neurodevelopmental disorder, ADHD. My entire life, I've been told if I could just stop being lazy, I'd reach my fullest potential. And I was never lazy. I was inattentive, I had a poor working memory, still do, thank God for note cards. And this made me less motivated to go above what was expected of me. In high school, I had met my first professor who fostered and guided my ADHD symptoms. I was allowed the creativity of working on the floor and studying outside or doing my schoolwork outside, listening to music. And as a result, I graduated a year early as a junior, not tested out, graduated with my diploma. And on top of that, I was 1 year ahead of my college courses when I graduated. 8 years later, and I met my partner, who is also blessed with ADHD. He struggles with prioritizing and fidgeting. And his entire life he was reprimanded for these things. When I encouraged him to let go of what he'd learned and what people had told him about his ADHD symptoms, I got to watch his low prioritizing skills turn into adventure, a sense of exploration, spontaneity, and creative problem solving. His physical hyperactivity when let loose quickly turned into playfulness, a desire to exercise and try new sports, and he became incredibly affectionate through touch. So what can we learn from the ADHDer? We can learn resilience, innovation, risk-taking in a healthy way, problem-solving, thinking outside the box, extra credit if you can forget that box even exists, exploration that can lead to the next greatest discovery, like Edison, and a deeper understanding of society as a whole. So today we discussed what ADHD is and the symptoms are, how those same symptoms can translate into positive attributes, and what we can learn from somebody with ADHD. No one likes to feel like a failure just because they think differently. And that's all ADHD symptoms are, thinking differently, not moral failings. It's time that we foster these symptoms and stop trying to fix them. Because like it or not, the ADHD brain is what the world needs to progress further.